tool bag.
So we got Rus, a Kobalt, and another Milwaukee, which Russell had a Milwaukee. And how long have you had this one?
I've had this one maybe 4 or 6 months. There's a little belt clip. Seems like the screws mostly just bit into the glass packed plastic on it there. So that broke off just the other day.
This was a daily user, right?
Granted, it was a daily user, and I was trying to do something. I was trying to pry at some little thing with the thing when I broke it. But other than that, I pretty much like it. Granted, it's a little small in my hand.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nice.
It's the press button.
It's the press button. It's by far the best flipping utility knife that I've ever carried.
Yeah. How long have you had this one?
Years.
How many years?
7?
7 years? 10 years? Can you give us an example of using it?
So this is my personal favorite. They don't make this anymore. The old Stanley Fit Max Extreme. It's some people got confused because you can't just do it when you have it secured shut. Then this doesn't slide. So you got to loosen it to slide it out. If you loosen it more, it opens up. Lots of blade storage in there. Like I said, I probably had it for about 10 years, and I got it from a friend gave it to me. It was used already.
Wait, how do you get the blade out? Oh, you get the blade out that way. Yeah, this is the knife that I've carried for a couple months now, and I just gave my copy of it to my dad, so I went and got myself another one. This is my favorite knife that I've ever carried. That's a utility blade, at least, because you have the quick release is a lift up, and I've had issues before with other knives being the press button. When you're cutting and you're pressing in and you're holding it really hard, you press that button and the blade comes out. So I've really enjoyed that feature on this knife. It also has mine was a little smoother because I had used it some, but pretty easy quick release, and a thread cutter here and another twine cutter here. It also has the glass packed handle, and it just has a really nice feel. It's very comfortable. You get a grip on it way further back, so that's really nice. And we haven't tried either of these two knives yet, so we're excited. Look, see these knives right here? This is just trash. These are just trash. No, they're trash.
You're fine. Put them in your glove box. They'll rattle
Yeah,
around in there. You'll have one.
Have one. This is for your emergency cutter. Just it's a pain in the to go and find a Phillips head screwdriver every time you need to change your blade, utility blades. This Kobalt comes with a little pack of like 5 blades or something like that, 4 or 5. And it looks like this Rus has some blades in there too. Ooh, that feels really comfortable actually.
And so this one, that's the glass filled.
The Kobalt? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Kobalt has some glass fill too, but it feels like it might not have as much as the Milwaukee.
Okay.
So this is going to be my new one that I'm carrying.
Which one?
The Milwaukee.
Oh yeah, you can get a new Milwaukee even though your last one broke?
Well, it had just the plastic that the screw was into. This one
that one's a
is
metal
an
handle?
actual metal, 2-part metal handle.
This one has 11 blades included in the package, not 5. So this is metal handle. This one's plastic reinforced with the glass. This one is a plastic handle. And what's this one?
This one is metal with maybe like a overcast, or actually what is that? That's plastic that's screwed into the metal. So it's got a locking mechanism. a more secure lock, and
Oh yeah?
it's not a fast,
Not a quick release?
quick release, but
Yeah. I don't know, this handle feels really comfortable too. I really like this handle, but the grip does give you a little, you know, the texture gives it a little less. Like this is real, seems comfortable, but this seems chintzy.
I'm not sure. I like a good spring in your handle, in your clip handle. It doesn't get
Yeah.
caught.
I don't know. I just
Not
think
sure
this
how I feel
wire,
about
like
that.
mine, this on mine was perfect. It was really, it's very springy. I like that it has the little indentation there to keep it on. I really enjoyed that. I just don't know how I feel about this like wire business. I feel like it could bend easily. But this, oh, that kind of has a chintzy attachment protocol there.
2 screws at least.
Well, that's true. Huh, this one's like, I think this one's the heaviest of the three, and it's
It was also $3 cheaper. Or something
this one
like
right here,
that.
the
Yeah.
Wiss was cheaper. This one also is pretty comfortable in the handle, actually, with the plastic over molding or whatever. But this is not really very much of a speed blade.
But its locking mechanism is a little more secure. You're not going to accidentally press that locking mechanism and have it pop open. You could on these other ones.
Yeah, like this one, which is just a button. Yeah, and this, I don't know, I like this blade holder too. Like, I feel like this mechanism could work in a similar way. Like, it's not, you're not pressing down on it accidentally. I don't really know what this would be for.
You have a little lanyard
Hook
on
it
it.
on a lanyard. Weird. So, wait, this one has blade storage? Yeah. What? Oh yeah, this one has blade storage in the handle. They have like fancy black blades. You know?
Yeah, that's a
That
look at
seems
that
really
piece.
chintzy.
Plastic overcast with a
Butylene? Is that what that
Butylene or
is?
whatever?
Or whatever that is? I don't like that. But also, I hardly ever use the blade storage in the handle, but that's because where we work has just box blades, you know, on close hand. Yeah, this one is actually way smoother right off the bat. Oh, I'm kind of jealous. But I don't like this profile.
Yeah, I feel like I always the lip of my jean pocket.
Yeah.
The finer clip, because this one had something like that too. It would always, or I guess maybe on my jeans it would get way up there, but the hemmed over spot would get kind of stuck on that. And it would be, but I think this one will catch less.
Also, check this one out. Look, see how the Wiss, when you stick it in your pocket, it sticks out like that much. But on this one, it's much further down in there. And even the Milwaukee, right? The Milwaukee too is much further down in there. So that's negative points for this one too. It just
Unless you're wearing
sticks
gloves.
out. Unless you're, yeah, I guess that's true. If you're wearing gloves.
But that's what I kind of like. On this, it's big enough and rounded over that I can catch the actual clip
Oh, sure.
with my finger
Oh,
there.
look, you can see my art trash in the back there. So that's exciting.
But yeah, I think I'm liking that one because it's not really.
It's a bit bigger.
It's a little bit longer.
It's heavier too.
It's not that much heavier.
I know, but
Where's the postal scale?
That one's 3.38 ounces.
It's got a whole nother ounce.
Yeah, but the little one seems heavier. I think it's because it's more compact. Oh, and this is why it's more comfortable, because you have the second curve in the handle. What was that one for or something? This one's lighter than that one, but it's because it's got the plastic glass infused handle. Yeah, that one's the heaviest of all of them. But that's not surprising because there's blades in the handle.
There's only a couple blades on there.
These are just super light. So...
But this one, it's hard to find a knife at the store nowadays that you can even get two hands on.
Yeah.
Because if you're pulling your knife through some plastics or something like that, and if the temperature, if part of it's been in the sun, then your blade can start traveling real easy. And one-handed, you can slip and hurt yourself. But if you got two on there, you're never hitting one of your hands with a blade.
That's true. Okay. Now we're going to do some tests. So I have this piece of 3 mil cork and 3 mil felt.
Millimeter. If you're going to be on the internet, you gotta be careful about that.
3 millimeter cork and 3 millimeter felt. We're going to do a couple of cuts with each one, and I'm going to see which one I like the best, just in this short amount of time of using it. So, got the Milwaukee first. I really like the handle, but I still don't like the clip on that one. This is my standby, so obviously we know who's gonna win this one. I just really like the low profile of it. And it's comfortable for me. Alright, I'm gonna try the Rus. Oops. I totally went off the rails there. I don't know. It's not that it's not comfortable, I'm just like not impressed by it. You should try this one out.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, like it's comfortable.
The blade on the Kobalt isn't in line with your hand. It's at a little bit of a downward angle. The line of the blade comes here towards the handle about here, as opposed to this one.
Yeah, it comes
it
straight
just
back.
shoots straight down.
Which is kind of nice though, because when you're using a box blade, getting that right angle on it, like when you use more of the blade, you at least cutting the kind of materials that we are cutting, you know, you want to use more of the blade because it cuts smoother and better.
I think the main thing that is doing is keeping your handle lower. You don't have to come up as high. I can keep the handle, you know, down when the angle is there, and I'm not hitting this on the material at all.
Yeah.
As opposed to this one, I'm hitting it, so I have to be up here more.
Sure, so you're not getting as much of that edge of the blade.
Well, it's the same, the blade ends up being at the same place, you just have to have the handle somewhere different.
Right.
It's like for the blade edge to be the same, this handle's up here and this one's down here. If we line up the blades to the mat lines,
oh sure, yeah.
then
Where you're gripping the handle is you can see the angle at which you'll be holding the handle. And then the rest of them are fairly straight out. When they're lined up there.
yeah, here you can see if we line up the edge of that blade, the handles are in a little bit of a different spot, which, you know, when you're reaching out way in front of you, might be nice on that one.
Yeah. And this
But-
one is a similar style to that. The blade's just coming straight out.
Yeah. All of these other ones, the blade is just a straight line there. But this one you can really see.
The angle on it. What do you think about the blade changing action?
It always kind of bugged me on this one that I'm right-handed and I don't know, it's like a two goes to the other hand, but this one, whoa.
This one's, like I said, is the pull up, which I really like. And this one, this Rus, that is one thing that this has going for it. It's a pull back, so it gives you a little grip point there, so if you like to cut up by the blade, you have a little grip, but you're not going to press that button.
But if you're pulling hard, you could have the same problem.
Yeah, that's true. But I haven't seen this too much. Usually it's a button like this. It's a little, I guess where this cutter is, you can jam the blade into that accidentally. Let's see. I feel like with the angle that this one has, it's harder to do that because it wants to sit at that angle he was talking about. So both models have a twine cutter in the actual blade holder, but additionally in the handle. And so when I bought this knife, I stuck all my fingers down in there to make sure that I wouldn't be able to get my fingers in there and cut myself. I wouldn't recommend people do that at home, but we noticed that on the Milwaukee, the blade comes in closer, so I could actually touch my finger inside that twine cutter. So this one, the Kobalt, pushes your finger a bit further back, pushes that opening, I should say. So, could possibly cut yourself.
And they all have about the same amount of play. They all have a little bit of wiggle.
Yeah. I mean, they're not... This one has more wiggle, I think, than all of them. I think because of that mechanism. Feel it. But these I don't think have too much wiggle. No, they have a little wiggle too.
Yeah, it's got a forward and
has a little-
backwards wiggle on it there. This one has a little bit of a forward and backward wiggle.
Yeah. This one has a kind of a hefty one, actually. Feel that one. After having this blade for however many months it was, couple, 4, maybe 6 months, I don't know, I was cutting something really hard the other day, and what was it I was cutting? I can't remember, but I was cutting something really hard. Oh, it was those cardboard tubes. Really, really thick cardboard tubes. I was cutting those really thick cardboard tubes that the cork comes on, and it started jamming up. This blade would pull out and jam up into this mechanism, and then it was stuck, and I had to get pliers and cram these up and pull the blade out. So, but I was cutting something that I should have used a jigsaw for, but this was all I had, so. Yeah, so the Kobalt is my choice. This one's about $10. The Milwaukee was about $10.
Last time I went to the saw it in the store, though, I think they wanted 15.
The Rus was $8.50 or something like that. Yeah, something like that. These you can get for like $5. I wouldn't get these unless they had some kind of quick release, because it's just a pain to have to go and find a screwdriver every time you need to change the blade. Don't ever buy the ones that don't have a retractable blade, because it's just, you should never have a box blade that's just out all the time. It just doesn't make any sense. It makes it really easy to hurt yourself. And the big one, that's like his toolbox. What is that one again?
Oh, it's a Stanley, but they don't make it anymore.
The Stanley that they don't make anymore. Real nice and heavy duty. So if you see one of these out in the thrift store,
get it and send it to me.
get it.
Because I want a backup.
He wants a backup. But this one's the one that's in my pocket, the Kobalt. This one's the one that's in Russell's pocket for now, the Milwaukee. We chose to buy ones that were quick open, because we like it's just comfortable for us to have quick open blades. I think for our purposes at work, this is, even though it's a pocket knife, which I know people could walk off with it, not having a bunch of bulky material. A lot of the knives have a bunch of bulky material. Having a little bit more to be able to see, I think could be real handy. I don't like the handle length to weight ratio in this Rus. It's just too heavy for the handle being as short as it is, which is, I don't know if you can see that, but much shorter. This is really even just a different category of knife altogether, honestly. And these, like I said,